Nothing transforms a good movie villain into a great one like a killer wardrobe, a badass backstory, and a compelling argument. These villains all had a pretty good point, even if we were too busy hating them to realize it. We should say up front that we firmly believe the Dark Knight's Joker to be a raving sociopath and an absolute menace to society. But, hear us out, it's sometimes hard to argue with his philosophy that human beings are not meant to be confined within a structured society. And yes, human beings find ways to remind us of the delicate nature of social contracts every day.
You see, this is how crazy Batman's made Gotham. You want order in Gotham. Batman must take off his mask and turn himself in. Oh, and every day he doesn't, people will die.
Joker's fairy versus fairy experiment may have failed to bring Gotham to its knees, but that doesn't mean he wasn't right about a certain Gothamite's nature. Yup, we're talking about DA Harvey Dent, better known as Two-Face. Joker tortured the noble lawman emotionally and physically early in the film before breaking Dent's psyche and turning him loose on a coin-flipping killing spree. Bringing Gotham's golden boy down into the trenches with the rest of the city's criminals was Joker's masterpiece. It was only tarnished by Batman and Chief Gordon spinning the biggest web of lies that Gotham has ever seen, which sort of feels like a loss for the supposed good guys. Count yourself lucky if you are not the leader of the free world when the apocalypse begins. That's just where Karl Anheuser found himself when the end began in the brainless disaster flick 2012.
Just exactly how long are these things expecting to hold us in place, Captain?
They're just meant to withstand the first impact of the waves, Mr. Anheuser.
While Anheuser was an antagonistic presence throughout the film, he didn't achieve full-on villain status until he thwarted the heroic efforts of Jackson Curtis to save his family by unceremoniously slamming the door to salvation in the Curtis family's collective faces. It's a brutal moment to be sure, but it's important to remember that if Anheuser hadn't shut the doors, the world-ending flood outside might have found its way in. It would have killed all the would-be survivors aboard the Ark, and that would have meant the end of humanity. So yeah, Anheuser could have been nicer about everything, but seriously, he had to close those doors. Sure, Daniel Craig plays an excellent Bond, but the success of 2012's box office smashing Skyfall owes a lot to Javier Bardem's performance as scorned secret agent turned vengeful cyber terrorist Raul Silva. While there's no question that Silva falls on the baddie side of the spectrum, he's also, well, a human. A terrible, awful, no good human, but a human nonetheless.
I win. What do you say to that?
It's a waste of good scotch.
He's talented, sure, and he's hyper-intelligent, but he's also tortured. Sound familiar? There are definite parallels between Silva, a former MI6 agent who was abandoned to be tortured by the Chinese, and Bond. In fact, it was Silva's sympathetic backstory that attracted Bardem to the part. The actor told Fox News, "Here there is a broken person. What I like the most is there is a clear motive. We understand he is very human and this is powerful. I was attracted to the villain because I thought he was a nice guy. I could see it in his eyes." We're not sure we agree with Bardem, but we'll admit Silva's about as sympathetic as Bond villains get, and that's got to count for something.
You see, we are the last two rats. We can either eat each other, or eat everyone else.
He was one of the biggest action heroes of the day, but if Top Gun were real life, there's no way that Tom Cruise's Pete Maverick Mitchell would be a popular guy. The antagonist of the 80s classic, Val Kilmer's Tom Iceman Kazansky, on the other hand, very well might be. As top dog at the Naval Air Station Miramar Top Gun School, he spent years training to be the best young pilot around. So of course he's going to have a problem when this upstart maverick turns up and displays a blatant disregard for everyone's safety.
You guys really are cowboys.
What's your problem, Kazansky?
You're everyone's problem. That's because every time you go up in the air, you're unsafe.
At one stage, reports emerged suggesting that Cruise and Kilmer's on-set relationship mirrored that of their characters. But if there was ever any truth to this, then it's clearly all water under the bridge, as the pair are reuniting for Top Gun 2. Kilmer was sidelined with throat cancer for a while, but he has revealed that he's fit and well enough to reprise the role of Iceman in the upcoming sequel.
I don't like you because you're dangerous.
That's right. Ice, man. I am dangerous.